rose is a rather complicated flower, so the better it's drawn, the better the painted result will be. But today we will start with the rosebud. And let's start drawing. It's always better to start with the general shape. This bud reminds me of a drop, which is divided into an upper part and a lower part, and the lower is smaller. It's roughly like this. And when the general outline is marked, we can draw the bud in more detail inside this large mass. Today I will only show the elements of this sketch that will be involved in today's painting. Next time I'll show the rest. Here's a complex twisted leaf. I'm starting with the center axis and with the part that is more clear to me and easy to draw. So this is what the left and right sides look like for me. But if you haven't seen, there is a video on the channel on how to draw curved leaves. The link also will be in the description. And again, when the basic general outlines are set, we can draw small details. For example, notice the size of the prongs on the leaves, in what direction they are located. I once mentioned that I don't always wash my palette, but I always use it. And I have a round synthetic brush with a thin tip. The colors of dyes are yellow, chrome oxide, emerald green and black. And I drew with the fading marker pattern on the crepe de chine, and see, I draw, and the water just makes it disappear without a trace. And I've already applied the resist behind the camera, so I start painting from the light areas, as usually. Now I have sharply separated the light part of the bud from the shadow part. As in drawing, I move from general to particular, from simple and clear to details. And now inside the dark I'm looking for semitones. And for now I leave the stem divided into white and dark green and let it dry. Now I'm looking more closely for tones within the light part. And the light part is warmer in color, whereas the shadow part is cooler. And this gives vividness and liveliness. Now I'm just filling in the white stripe on a stem with light green. I missed a bit with the tone, but usually with porous paper you can absorb the excess paint. And try again. And I decided to wash off those marker traces so they wouldn't get in the way. And deepen the shadow. And once again to return to the light part and work through the tonal gradations. In fact, I announced the rosebud, but let's paint this leaf as well. By the way, for me the bud turned out well. I'm quite happy with the result. It's both alive and voluminous. In my tutorials I always try to move from simple to complex, and there are many videos on how I would paint this or that flower, and there are separate tutorials on how to paint the background. Probably soon I need to start combining flowers and backgrounds and build successful competent compositions. And perhaps I will not be as detailed about the painting of this leaf. The most important thing is to check with the reference all the time. And first, try to see large tonal spots, and then look the subtle nuances within these large spots. Somewhere it will be necessary to intensify the shade, to notice where the shade is warmer and where it's cooler. And the most important thing is to keep in mind the lightest place and the darkest one. These are the main reference points. When we make dark areas opposite to light areas, we get the effect of spaciousness. Well, in general, everything as usual. And as always, thank you very much to everyone who supports me with likes and comments, who subscribes. You are a huge help to the channel, and thank you again. As I said before, next time we will draw and paint a half-blooming rosebud, and then a blooming rose, which is much more complicated. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe even liked it. Anyway, I wish you good luck with your silk painting, and I'll see you.